When Erik Ten Hag leads Manchester United out at Wembley on Sunday afternoon, the Dutchman will have ambitions of following in the footsteps of Sir Alex Ferguson and José Mourinho. The two aforementioned former managers have had the honour of leading United to their 5 previous League Cup crowns. After Ferguson secured the club their first in April 1992, Mourinho secured their most recent triumph in the competition in February 2017. United's 3-2 victory over Southampton at Wembley exactly 6 years ago tomorrow marked their second trophy of the 2016-17 campaign and their second of the Mourinho era. After failed spells under David Moyes and Louis van Gaal, it seemed as though one of English football's heavyweights was awakening again. The Reds had already visited Wembley a shade under 7 months earlier for the Community Shield, following their FA Cup triumph under Van Gaal at the end of the 2015-16 season. United beat Leicester City 2-1 that day, earning a trophy, regardless of how meaningless many consider it to be, in Mourinho's first competitive game in charge. The League Cup final with Southampton, which was United's first appearance in the final of the competition for 7 years, represented a golden opportunity for Mourinho to add to his personal collection and give United a mid-season injection of confidence. The Reds edged a 5-goal thriller, inspired by 2 goals from Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who famously described himself as a lion in the aftermath of United's Wembley triumph. But despite coming out on top, a triumph that remains United's last piece of domestic silverware, though Europa League glory would follow a few months later, Mourinho's post-match comments did not carry the euphoria of a manager who had just won his 4th League Cup and his first major honour at one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Instead, he suggested that his side, who had squandered a 2-goal lead ahead of Ibrahimovic planting an 87th-minute winner past Fraser Forster to make it 3-2, had got away with one. First of all, the man that just left table, former Southampton manager Claude Puel, has a reason to be really sad and disappointed, Mourinho said in his post-match press conference. His team did fantastic work, deserved extra time, and to lose in the 87th minute gives very little time to try to react. It's a bit unfair for them. They gave us a beautiful final, a beautiful match. Though Mourinho seemingly felt sorry for Puel, United had achieved what they had hoped to do when they arrived in the capital, win the trophy and take it back to Manchester for a 5th time. Many Reds supporters, as they made their way back up north that February evening, hoped it would be a victory that would act as a springboard for further success stories. Sunday's clash with Newcastle United represents an opportunity to win just their 2nd trophy since. Mourinho, however, did not view it as a platform to build upon, instead choosing to take a no-nonsense approach, suggesting that it was a victory that United should expect as a minimum expectation. He also used the platform of his post-match press conference to lay down the gauntlet and set the demand for a glut of trophies to follow. I try to win a major trophy at every club, so to win with Manchester United is a relief, he added. The reality is we want more. I don't want to look at it as a platform. It's something that happened. It's one more game we now want to delete from our minds. It's over, it's finished, it's a sense of relief. It's one of those finals I don't like. United suffered just 3 more defeats between the League Cup final and the end of the 2016-17 season. That meant Mourinho scooped a second major trophy of the season, winning the Europa League in Stockholm with a 2-0 triumph over Ajax. Having ended his maiden season in charge with 3 trophies in total, 2 of which were major honours, no United fan could have ever anticipated that this weekend's showdown with Newcastle at Wembley 6 years on would represent an opportunity to win their first trophy since. They came close under Mourinho again in 2018, losing the FA Cup final to Chelsea, ahead of losing the Europa League final to Villarreal in Gdańsk in 2021 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This time, however, it feels different. Demons of the past have been buried and the struggles of yesteryear are long forgotten. United are awakening under Ten Hag, and it feels as though it's only a matter of time before they are restocking their trophy cabinet the right way, possibly as soon as Sunday. Mourinho's comments in the aftermath of the League Cup final 6 years ago, on reflection, were in the eye of the storm. United did not have a sensible and strategic long-term plan in place at the time. They have that and everything else that comes with it now that Ten Hag is at the wheel. If United prove victorious on Sunday, it will, although Ten Hag will no doubt follow Mourinho's lead and describe it as a starting point, feel like the beginning of a new dawn. They are still competing in 3 other competitions and will fancy their chances of winning all of them, even if they are still outsiders in the title race. Mourinho offered hope that the good times were returning after the win over Southampton, but it proved to be nothing more than a false dawn. Ten Hag must make sure he is not as forthcoming and as bold with his own promises if his side comes out on top in United's latest League Cup final appearance, and that's arguably the best possible advice he could be given ahead of Sunday's final. Mourinho's success at the start of his reign, ahead of it fizzling out, highlighted the need to shift from being thirsty for immediate success to, instead, being focused on building a sustainable future, earning trophies on repeat. This is Ten Hag's opportunity to do what Mourinho didn't.